Hello and welcome to episode 63 of Rigor Mortis Paranormal. Tonight is our special episode, Hellbound High School. I am David. This is Robert, Jasmine, Kory, and Ian.
Hello.
Hello. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah, it's about that time.
You guys been in the spirit, the Christmas spirit?
Not at all. I shared a little bit of Christmas.
Yeah, broker than shit.
I guess we should explain about the Hellbound High School. We didn't really explain that. So what it is, somebody from high school sent us in a whole bunch of stories tonight.
Awesome, man, is because how willing they were to share their stories with us.
Mm-hmm.
And going through all these stories, just reading them, I mean, some of them are freaking creepy, man. And
They're crazy, yeah.
And they're awesome, man. But, like, I'm just saying, yeah, you know, I got goosebumps and my bells are ringing from my sweater. Oh, those bells. Those are the ones underneath my shirt.
Yeah. It's like my tassels are like just jingling.
Bells at the end of all tassels.
Traps are sweating, huh?
We didn't go sweaters this year.
Some rusty bells on there. Sorry.
Yeah, that's I did.
Oh, nice.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that doesn't make me. That you're right. I kind of like wonder how bad can we get on this episode? Oh, I guess they are high school students, and
They probably talk worse than us.
that's exactly what the teacher said.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
That's what the teacher said. She's like, you know, these kids
I'm
are.
just thinking because, like, okay, it's cool, and like I know we never asked exactly what state, what high school, which is probably best, man, because I don't want the superintendent like,
exactly.
Miss Millie, can I speak to you for a minute?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, because we're gonna give. Well, she was okay with us giving her name, but you're right. If once we mention some of the students' names, they're gonna say, "Well, wait a minute, she does have a."
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, they just get a first name and someone didn't, which is awesome, and I think we'll keep it that way. Yeah, because I hear you on a podcast talking about bestiality.
What was this I hear about erotic squash?
Oh my god.
Rob.
Hey, you're bad about that, man, because both, I don't even go there, but like some of the people who shake their finger at you are the worst people.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Once you say shame, I know your name. You know why you know my name? Because you were on my fucking.
You shake a lot more than people.
Back door. That's why you know. Oh, I said another bad word.
Whoops.
Well, I mean, they know us. They know this.
Well, she said your thing, and which is awesome.
There were some great stories.
Man, but to have the students involved.
Yeah, that's really
that
cool.
Is crazy, man. And that
She should have made them all tell a story for a grade.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Do you think that was for like extra credit or something?
Some of these people probably did get extra credit, so the good thing about it is we'll probably have more stories now.
Well, that's what I'm curious about too. Is what kind of classroom is it where the students and the teacher are like talking about us?
I know,
She's
right?
like a theater arts teacher.
She's a theater artist.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Those people are laid back and ready to run. The kids are the coolest, man. So.
Right? That's true.
Pretty chill.
One of my favorite teachers was theater.
Oh, hell yeah. You know, you can't go wrong.
So the cherries, I guess, I don't know if they know the joke on the cherries. Those were...
I don't know what it is, Janice. I just love those old smoky moonshine cherries. And they don't even taste like cherries.
It's just moonshine.
Medical. It's just something like that, you know, like,
Every time I come home, if I see those in the spring, we'll party that night.
oh, hell yeah, man. You know, and then.
So is it in the jar? It's in the jar of
and that's what gets you loaded, because there's barely any juice in there, but it's the actual cherries that get you loaded. And it's me too, because I can't, you know, I have no restraint.
So now
I got like 30 of those cherries in there. They're like overflowing. Yeah, I'm so fat that I get drunk eating. You know, that's terrible.
No, now Millie's gonna have a bunch of empty jars in her classroom.
You said to try them. I did not say to try them. I like them.
We said do not try them.
Yeah, do not.
They're not good for you. Mess up your liver.
Man.
Y'all got young, nice, healthy livers. Yeah, mine, I'm ready to get a transplant. I'm yellow, guys. My whole body's yellow. My eyes, and teeth, and everything.
No joke about that.
Hey, but cherries are healthy. Like, so what do you mean? What is it? Have you been drinking something? You've been eating cherries?
I'm dying. I'm not
Sorry. Man, but that moonshine stuff is freaking. I couldn't handle that, man. My liver would just be like, sorry.
I mean, with that white lightning is crazy. I'm not about to attempt that because that's what I'm saying. I'd rather go outside and drink gasoline. It's about the same game.
Yeah.
Honestly, the juice though, when you drink that juice, it didn't taste that bad. But when I ate a cherry, I was like I couldn't.
Yeah, Jacob did the same thing, and I think my body's getting kind of used to it. But I'm like, I need more. I need two jars now.
I don't condone it, but I've heard because we've been around a lot of high schoolers recent, like for the last couple
Oh God, yes.
what is it that some of them drink? Is Four Locos or something?
Four Locos.
Sometimes
That's some gross stuff.
that is.
But you know what?
It's very potent, but it's disgusting.
It is, but we can't talk too much because we did drink that purple stuff. What was it? MD 2020. Oh my God.
Why would just because they're a teacher, I put them back in the 60s and 70s. But like, remember that? Like you get to your group, like, your buddies that you're hanging out, and everybody wore Chuck Faders back then. So you look at their Chucks, man, in the front they had these little purple dots on them. That was the flashback when they're growing up.
Yeah.
I don't know any story that doesn't end from MD 2020 that nobody threw up.
Oh God, yeah.
And you knew you were gonna throw up, but why did you drink it? It was cheap. But it was disgusting, man. God, it was bad. Boy, it was. But you still drank it because you would get it.
Yeah, I mean it'll hit you if you want to get drunk. That'll do it. But we're not condoning it though.
No, we're not. We're not.
Don't do it.
But I hear people call it Bucey's, and I'm like, right? What is it? Bucey's?
What's his little name?
I call it Gary Busey.
Gary Busey, that's the one.
Yeah, I think Gary Busey owns all these. That dude, he's ready to make it as an actor, so that's not him.
That's the mascot.
Poor Gary, man.
Yeah, he's gonna sue you.
That son of a bitch used my name. He's looking for money too, right? Like, oh, good luck. Come over, good luck. I get that letter and some people probably knocking on my door. He said, you know, I said, I'm like, you sorry, man.
He shows up at your house. Oh shoot.
Crazy too.
Yeah, I know.
You should have worn that fucking helmet when they told you to get that motorcycle. I said, I'm sorry. That's terrible. Terrible.
So have you ever recognized like how much of an asshole Santa is?
Oh man, okay. Wasn't I saying that by myself?
He is.
I was watching Santa and the coach. The coach is
The reindeer coach.
Yeah.
The flight coach.
Yeah.
It's like
Gone idiot.
And
Alright, come on. From now on, we're not gonna include Rudolph.
yeah, like, come on, get away from him. He's got skate. Shit, man. I mean, like,
that guy has crabs.
He grows one time. And you ever see the way they do the reindeer's eyes and then they get real big?
Oh, yeah.
And then what do? They shoot him off into the cold and stuff like that. Come on, get away from him.
And remember when I was to be a dentist, they said, it needs work. When they're doing their song,
Yeah.
Oh my god, every time I watch it, I'm like, who's better than this?
Yeah, I was like, man, I started watching it. Because back then you think that's the way life is. Like, yeah, I guess I'm never gonna too fat to do anything. But I wish I could be one of those. They get you towards that part, and then when you get cool, and you're like, you know, I want to be one of those misfits, right? You know, with the spark tires, you know, and that's another thing too. They send them on this island where like they can't have nothing, do anything. Like and it's Santa that does.
Yeah, he goes and dumps them out there. Get this garbage out of here.
Trash. Just put them on that,
Go ahead and burn them.
Circle, right? Like, and they're just waiting. They're waiting years for somebody. Oh my God, man! But it was, man. And then poor Rudolph, except for that skank.
Clarice. She
was a horny.
Yeah, you can tell her voice.
She was into
the way she talks.
Her little tongue's wagging on the time. Come on. That's a show, brother. I did like the big beast.
Oh, yeah.
Like them. No, but not even the fuck ups. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But not even them, they didn't like him because they were scared of him. But he was they pulled out all his damn teeth.
Oh, no, yeah. That's right. The
And he
dead.
was happy, but like, I can hang out with you guys. And it was the fuck ups, right? I'm like, yeah, you don't pull my teeth out. But like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, that's probably price to hang with this guy. Like, he's harmless. And then that dude too. But what was weird about it is the guy that was the lumberjack guy, whatever you call him. Yeah, like, cause he won't show that.
Cornelius.
Yeah, that's what his name was. Yeah, that's right. But like, he actually had a gun on him. You won't see that nowadays, but
Right,
like that's what I'm saying. Like, he was a brave one. And man, I was like, man, I was so pissed when that happened. I like, come on, big man gotta eat, man. What's he gonna do? Just suck on popsicles the whole day?
Fixed him, so like they don't. Herbie don't want to make toys. Herbie don't want to make toys.
Hey, who's the just want to make money, man? I'm making money. I'm not making money here, man. I'm making cookies. I need to make money. I got 3 kids. Hey, come on, man. You're trying to become a dentist. And like, no, alpha mine is gonna be like, it opened my eyes a little bit, and I was drunk to see that, and I was like, man, I remember this movie, and to this day too, I remember, man, thinking, yeah, Santa, man, that's pretty screwed up, bro.
Yeah, what?
Hey, look at your fat ass. What are you doing? I know you get toys, brother, but you judge and you don't give to the other ones.
Yeah, right.
And those are the guys that have the heart. Well, and they seemed sweet, didn't they?
Yeah, right. They weren't bad kids. They were just.
Well, and we had like some.
Like, yes, but they're defective, but we can't use them, so fuck them.
We had like a good takeoff too, right? They were saying like, yeah, like almost like a perfect one.
Rudolph, right?
Yes, but they still.
And then after that, I'm the cover. When you need them, then where's that? He was right home, man. You should ask for a raise.
Yeah, I would charge me.
Kiss my ass. I'm gonna go back and get with the old horny. I'm sorry, guys.
The dad was an asshole too. He got mad at Rudolph, even though I had a badass takeoff.
Right. Like, goddamn son of a.
Yeah, he couldn't catch you. You didn't come from my loins, boy. And then he started beating on his wife because, like, what the hell did you see with the red-nose?
You weird, he don't like it. Cover your nose.
And then when they did the genealogy, I did have someone with the red nose.
I forgot. My dad actually had a red nose. I forgot.
He was only drunk.
I think the closest anybody played a real Santa was Bad Santa.
Yeah, most accurate.
Most accurate.
Oh, yeah, man.
All the bad kids.
That's what I'm saying, because like, you had a bunch of kids that were pissed on and stuff like that, sitting on there laughing. I'm sure his legs smelled like crap.
Didn't he like piss on? He did.
It's like, God dang, kid, what's with you and those sandwiches?
Oh, I know.
I don't want no fucking sandwiches.
You're talking about when they pulled all the teeth out of that big monster. Yolanda and I were looking at, I don't know what it was. She saw this in an ad or something. There's like $40 for 2 pairs, full dentures, the upper and lower. You dip them in hot water, then you put them in your mouth, and you bite down, and it'll form to your mouth. So it's whether you have teeth or not, it'll just form the inside.
Can you eat meat with those?
Supposedly, they showed on the thing that you can. That's why. Exactly.
No. And then they act like they're cutting a piece.
Exactly. Yeah, and they were eating a candy apple instead of No, but what was funny was Yolanda said, hey, I'm gonna share this with my family. She said, we're gonna have another gathering. Everybody's gonna have all these beautiful teeth. So how about we listen to our first batch of stories, guys? Huh?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Let's check this out.
You know, there's something about Costco that just resonates with me. I've been going there for as long as I can remember, and I get that being a theater arts teacher might raise some eyebrows, but what I'm about to tell you is totally true, and I'll never forget it. So I like to buy snacks for my students, and one Saturday I went to Costco, It was still like super early in the day, maybe 2 p.m., and there were a lot of cars in the parking lot. I'm sure not all were for Costco since there were other stores around. So I wasn't really paying attention as I walked in because I was trying to remember what I needed and looking at my grocery list on my phone, right? I grabbed a basket, and when I walked in to show my membership card, no one was at the door or anywhere. It was like this super uncomfortable silence. As I walked deeper into the store, it was totally eerie, no cashiers, no customers, just nothing. The lights were on, and there were baskets with food and stuff scattered everywhere, but not a single person. No music either. I walked down the aisles and saw maybe one employee stocking a shelf, and there was this cup of coffee just sitting there. And I touch it, and it's still warm. I could smell fresh bread and rotisserie chicken, but nobody around. So I yell hello a few times, but no one answers. I keep walking, and then, oh my gosh, I hear this slow tapping, like tap, tap, tap. I looked up, and there was this dark shadow on the ceiling. It was just staring at me, and then in a blink, it's gone. Not like it disappeared, but more like it just flew away. At this point, I'm totally scared, so I leave the basket I was pushing and start running to the exit. And just as I'm reaching the door, this shadow lands right in front of it, and it's really hard to describe the face. It's still a shadow, but there's a hint of a face, and its head is tilted all weird, like it's trying to see over something. And then poof, it's gone again. So I waste no time, right? I reach for the door and it's locked. I'm seriously pulling and pushing like my life depends on it when I hear this voice say, "Hey," but it sounds wrong. I mean, I can't even look. I'm just too scared. Then it says, "It's not gonna let you leave." What does that even mean? So I start pulling on the door harder, and all I can think is, "God, please." And then, oh my gosh, the door opens. I've never run so fast in my life. So I get to my car and jump in super quickly. I'm shaking and crying. And I lock the doors as fast as I can. My head just falls to the steering wheel and I'm catching my breath. I turn on the car and look over, and there are people just coming in and out of the store totally normal. None of this even happened. It's just so confusing. I still can't wrap my head around that day. It's haunting, really. I never stepped foot back in that store again, and I doubt I ever will. Thank you for allowing me to share this with you.
That sounds like a backroom type story. I don't know if anyone here knows what the backroom is. Right? It's just, because Rob's looking at me like I'm speaking French.
No, I know what that is, but no, because I have a different opinion.
Oh, okay, great. No, and it's not, I mean, I know it's not the backrooms, because some of the elements were very different from the backrooms. Some of the elements were very different from... Some of the elements were very different from what you expect from a backrooms type story. But it just that feeling of aloneness that comes from that you expect from a backrooms type story like that, and just that feeling like you're in somewhere that's familiar, but it's very surreal and not actually where you're used to being, and there's no one else there. The whole time I heard that story, I was just dang, that's freaky.
It is. Because I wanted to say a portal, right?
Yeah, portal does seem a little more.
Yeah. What's with the black shadow? I mean, what was that?
You wasn't freaky enough without the black shadow.
And the head tilt, that's what it threw me off. Have you ever scared me like this?
Looking at you, your head tilted that way, I know what you did. That's another thing. I'm not saying Miss Melly did anything. Maybe it was another demon that was trying to get her soul that can control all that.
Oh, that's...
Okay, maybe.
I was trying to get her to and as soon as she mentioned, God's name.
Yeah.
That was right. That's when the door opened. Yeah.
That's the other thing that kind of made me think that it was potentially demonic.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that it responded to God's name. I mean, that if it was a regular ghost or something weird, I don't know that would have happened. I'm not I'm an expert, mind you.
No, but just to go into a Costco's or she said, when you go into Sam's, you see all those cars that are parked, and you go in and there's no one there. Mm-hmm. Do you continue to shop? I mean, you must have really wanted. those bacon bits or whatever you're doing.
I know,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. It's like, because like that is completely crazy.
That I'm telling you, that reminds me of the Upside Down. She went into a totally different alternate universe
That's
or
what I'm
something.
saying. Like,
I don't know.
so that's just so strange, man.
The night Costco slipped into the Upside Down. I think that was a nice title. But what about the next story, The Boy on the Slide?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
My friends call me Dusty. This incident happened when I was 5 years old. My mom told me about it a few times as I grew up. We lived across the street from a playground. She would take me there mostly in the late afternoon, before the sun went down, when no one else was there. My mom hated dealing with other kids or their parents. One day, my mom was pushing me on the swing, and I kept looking toward the slide. My mom asked me, "What do you keep looking at?" I said, "The little boy on the slide. He's crying. Where is his mommy?" My mom said there was no one on the slide. I got off the swing and ran over to the boy. I reached out my hand and it felt like I was soothing him. My mom asked me again what I was doing. I told her the little boy had fallen, he was crying, and he wanted to go home. My mom said she didn't see anyone. I then turned my head toward the swings and said, "He's on the swing now. Can you push the little boy on the swing, Mom?" She grabbed my hand and said it was time to go home. As we walked away, I looked back. The swing was swinging by itself.
That was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
Dusty, though,
Dusty.
that's just kind of weird because the last one was Millie.
Yeah. Millie
and
Bobby
we're-
Brown.
That's right. And now this is Dusty. Hold on a second now. What are we getting at?
Luca.
Right.
From the mom's perspective, at first I'd be like, oh, it's just maybe a new imaginary friend or whatever, like
Exactly.
whatever. And but to see the swing going,
But the kids, she did the right thing too. Like, time to go.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but like, I wonder what happened at that park.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like residual.
I
Yeah,
would imagine.
You know, and
I would think so.
It just be so awesome
Well-
because I don't know where these places are. And like, I know sometimes we like to do our research.
Mhm.
It's morbid a little bit, but just to see what happened at that park, to see
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
something
right.
tragic. And that's
For
a
sure.
terrible thing if it was a child.
Yeah.
But what do we always say? Who sees the things first, man? Are the children? You know, they always
Yeah, the
see
kids.
something, you know.
He said he was younger too, right? When it happened.
He said it was around 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he say that the kid was complaining he hit his head or something?
Well, he fell and got hurt, yeah. The little kid had fallen and gotten hurt, and then he was asking the mom to go push him on the swing or something like that. So,
Right, like he may have got hurt there, and like, you know, like,
that's true,
but then he
yeah.
moved on like a kid to go to something else. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
He probably did like we did. You know, we used to try and swing, like on the swing, go all the way around. Try to go-
See, the worst is when you're swinging hardcore and the little kid runs in front of you.
Yeah,
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
It gets stranger.
It does get stranger because the next story is the Year of the Clown.
Oh, shit.
Hi, Gab here. I'm sure you all remember the Year of the Clowns. I was about 7 years old at the time. My parents worked late, and my older sister was upstairs in her room. I was alone in the living room watching TV. That's when I started hearing a scratching sound at the window behind my head. I turned and looked through the blinds, but I didn't see anyone. I went back to watching TV. Then I heard a low, creepy laugh right behind my head. I jumped up and looked out the blinds again. Staring back at me was a scary-looking clown, waving at me with a white-gloved hand. I jumped off the couch and screamed for my sister. The clown didn't seem to care that I was screaming. Then he said in a raspy voice, "Open the door." I screamed again for my sister, but she didn't come. I felt frozen. I couldn't run. I couldn't even move. I just stood there crying. The clown started trying to pull the window screen off. I kept telling myself to run upstairs, but I couldn't move. Finally, my sister appeared at the top of the stairs and yelled, "What? Stop yelling!" All I could do was point at the window. My sister looked where I was pointing and screamed too. She yelled at the clown that she was calling the police. The clown waved and slowly slid his body down below the window, out of sight. We didn't know where he went or if he was still there. My sister called the police and then called my mom and dad. It felt like forever before the police arrived. By the time they got there, the clown was gone, but he had managed to remove the window screen. We also found out the window was unlocked. All of them were. After that, even though I was only 7 years old, I checked the windows every day. My dad installed cameras outside the house, and to this day, I am terrified of clowns.
That is some BS right there.
That is a trip. That
And you know what trips me out? Because I remember when the clown back.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure where this is that they're trying to say. It is a Texas thing, right?
Ooh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm sure that the clown, if he went and he saw, like, a flag floating out there saying, come and take it, he's like, oh, I'm going to move to the next one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it's crazy that those guys had the cojones to go and do something like that. Because the way you shut those guys up is you produce your gun,
Yeah.
You need to split.
Sure,
And especially if you're that close to coming in. But I mean, if you saw a lot of little kids and Gab, the little girls and stuff, of course you're gonna be very mad at trying to come in. It's dangerous, very dangerous.
Oh yeah.
So if that's what always tripped me out about the clowns is like, man, those guys were stupid, man. Because especially in Texas. Now that's why you don't see the clowns no more.
Oh yeah.
No, you don't see the clowns no more in Texas, man. They're not gonna put up with that. Somebody they see a clown out there, they may be coming for a birthday party. It's like, oh shit, boom. Like, just come here and look or more. Yeah. The clowns are crazy. It's like, yeah, but he's dressed like a clown. But it never made sense back then.
Yeah.
But I always thought, like, all of us here back, when we run into that, what would they do? Were they stupid enough to stand up to a gun, too? Until they start shooting. And I hate to bring this up. I know it's a school thing, but it's just so weird. Like, those guys, like, that was such a fad for them to go out and dress and be stupid. Yeah. But for you to try and climb into somebody's house.
Oh, dude. That sounds like that sounds more like a robber. Somebody just trying to use the clown as It's the scary part. Yeah, the scary part is the windows were unlocked.
Yeah, and then now that they're scarred for life, because I can imagine them always doing that for the rest of their life,
Oh man, I would too.
Yeah, and I'm sure she's got like what do they call those? She's got an AK-47 around.
So pissed at you guys. Unless the windows are locked.
Right. Now you have to check them because you're always deadly afraid of that. Yeah, that's a crazy thing. So, and I'm sure when she gets older, and her family are all gun holders now.
Right.
I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that's a terrible thing, man.
That is crazy.
I remember also, like, at the time, some people were like, oh, is it, like, supernatural, or some of this, like, not... That's one of those ones where you hope it is supernatural, because
if
it's a real person doing that.
But they could have got in without the unlocked windows every week. They just would have floated through the window.
Right in the door, right in the wall.
And then you're really deep, man, because
or floated up your toilet.
How old was she?
7.
She was 7 at the time, yeah.
That's bad.
But she was alone?
With her sister.
With her sister, and they were...
But still, I mean, two young girls against a scary killer clown, or I don't know what else that could be other than like a, robber or something.
That's horrible, man. Horrible.
Yeah, that is horrible.
My favorite was fucking breakfast at lunch.
The cafeteria ladies giving them the eye. The eye.
Well, just saying that, because I gotta say this, man, because
some attractive lunch ladies or what?
Probably. That's what I'm saying now, because like these lunch ladies, they got. They got a dental plan and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Like back in my day, you'll find fit in your fucking eggs, man.
I remember you saying that. In elementary,
that's what I'm saying. These guys, I mean, nowadays they really come up, they might be nice going in, they're serving you and there's, body part trees. Like they came off of a cover of Cosmetology or
Cosmopolitan.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you look forward to going for breakfast on that. And not only that, they're bougie. They got different stuff they can eat. Like back in my days, you didn't eat those eggs, man.
You're gonna starve.
Not during the Obama era.
Hey,
oh no, we were in we were back in the Nixon era or something. We went to school.
Those videos of Obama lunches. You remember that?
No, I think I do remember hearing things
Yeah,
about
we were
what?
so pissed off about it.
Well, what did she do? Was she feeding him with like? Oh.
Well, they were talking. She was her. I think
She was trying to make everything more healthier, right?
Yeah.
But the lunches look so bad.
Yeah,
quality did not look that great.
Why are you serving? Where's my bacon? There's carrots with my eggs. What the fuck? Free. School districts, they gotta make money. So off on the side, they have their little, where you can buy different things. Yeah, you don't have to buy a
snack bar.
Yeah, you can go.
Oh, yeah, now,
a pizza or a tuna or whatever. I don't know. What
Right, yeah.
They sold like Hot Pockets for like $2, right? And they were like,
Yeah, but then sometimes like you go there, they got goulash. Would you rather have a hot pocket or goulash?
You know what?
We didn't have no.
Do they still have goulash for you guys?
I don't even know. It does sound like a Russian person. Goulash.
But that really all it is, they scrape the bottom of the floor of the cafeteria. They just pick it all up, put it in a pot, and they boil it a little bit. And,
It's not even like at least Hamburger Helper has some flavor, man.
I'll use some Hamburger Helper, dude.
But I can too. But that's what I'm saying. This is kind of like that, but really bad. Like it was terrible. And
wait, did y'all have to pay for lunch too?
no, we were free lunch. That's why we had to eat that shit. And that's why we went to school, not to learn.
to
Y'all
eat
go to summer
food.
school too?
I was there several times, man. But you know what? In summer school, yeah, they did have it was like bologna sandwiches. It was like prison food. You get a bologna sandwich with Spanish rice on the side. I'm like, what the hell? And there's a celery.
A stick of celery.
Muffins. I was like,
That's terrible.
That's what I see. But these kids nowadays, it's a little bit more bougie for them. Which, hey.
Yeah, they got options, and they can go in these lines to get pizza.
Thank you, David. Yeah, you get a hamburger or whatever.
You can go to the hotline or
places where they're coming out with lattes and stuff like that.
Chick-fil-A shows up.
They got Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, and them.
Starbucks. Yeah, dude, really, man, that's like. We had the little low-fat milk, those little cartons and stuff, and that was it.
Chocolate. That was
Chocolate.
full strength. That was over the top, full strength. They didn't
Actually,
have, hey, they didn't.
The chocolate was good.
That's what was cool about that because, man, you got that chocolate milk. It was loaded with fat.
Yeah.
It was good.
That was good stuff. Yeah.
That was straight from the
cardboard ones.
Yeah, that was straight from the Elsie's Chiche, man. Yeah. For some reason, I like their hamburgers, but I love the enchilada. I mean, some of the best enchiladas were from there. When I worked at the school, I even had to bring some for
my mom,
my wife. So I was like, bring me some enchiladas. Yeah, you got the beans and the cornbread, and the rice sucked, and it was just in a clump like they served. And the ice cream, what you call it.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, I mean it's free, so
I like their teriyaki.
Now that's bougie right there. I do not remember teriyaki in anything.
It probably wasn't for you guys.
No, because it wasn't a deal. I mean, you had in the whole 5 days, you got it the next week,
Yeah.
But even the tacos were okay. They had the crispy tacos. I could eat 30 of those bad boys. Yeah, it's like, no, mijo, ya, no más.
Standing in line again.
They're like, taco. This is what I'm gonna eat till tomorrow.
Exactly.
Because I didn't eat breakfast no more after that too. No.
Oh God. No, I wouldn't either.
No, I didn't, man. I was like, I even was afraid to eat it here.
Oh God. Yeah, finding a tooth in your food at school, I don't know. That's.
And you know what, too? You go, that's what I'm saying. It's harder to go inspect that tooth now, because like I say, they all have dental plans and everything. But back then, man, and you couldn't tell you back then it was hard because all those ladies.
You should have saved it. What is it?
I don't pick it on the cafeteria. It's not on the cafeteria ladies, no. I understand that. I'm not trying to be, but. Oh Lord, that's terrible. I retract everything I'm saying.
I know. Hey, you know what we're talking about?
Rob's drunk already, right?
Oh man, hey. I'm just halfway because I know this is a.
Where's the cherries?
Yeah. Oh no, cherries today. I couldn't do it today. Yeah, we're talking to high school students. That's over, my friend. Over. Make that great.
Stay Russell Stover. Yeah, don't get.
Just say, I was going to say yes, but just say no.
Oh, Lord, man.
Yeah, that takes us into the next story. The rest stop restrooms.
Ooh, interesting.
My name is Jennifer. This story happened to my aunt when she was about my age, around 15 years old. My Aunt Diana said she went on a road trip for spring break with a few of her friends. There were 3 girls and 2 guys, all the same age and all friends from school. They were heading to the beach in Corpus Christi. She said they had been drinking sodas nonstop and eating junk food, so they stopped at a rest stop to use the restroom and stretch. By that time, the sun was starting to go down. The other 2 girls went ahead of her into the restroom, while Diana stayed behind to call her mom and let her know where they were and that they were fine. When she hung up the phone, Diana walked toward the restroom and passed the other 2 girls as they were already heading back to the car. She went into a stall and sat down. Not even a minute later, she heard the metal restroom door open, footsteps scraping on the pavement, and someone say, "Is someone in here?" She said it sounded like a man trying to sound like a woman. Diana answered, "Yes, I'm in here." The person then said, "Can I join you?" At first, Diana thought it was one of her male friends playing a prank. She called out, "Stop playing, you guys." Then the voice spoke again. It clearly sounded like a man now, but it wasn't a voice she recognized. He said, "I just want to have a little fun with you." Diana wiped and pulled her pants up, but she was too scared to leave the stall. She told him, "My friends are right outside. Please leave." That's when the man moved closer to the stall and started looking through the crack. He said, "I'll make it quick. They don't have to know," while peeking through the opening. Diana begged him to please leave her alone. Suddenly, she heard the metal restroom door open again. At the same time her friends were about to ask if she was done, the man ran past them and out of the restroom. Diana opened the stall and started crying. She said she doesn't know what would have happened if her friends hadn't come back into the restroom to check on her. They called the police and waited, but the man was never caught. Diana couldn't really describe him because she only saw part of his face, one eye, and a dark shirt. Her friends gave the police whatever little information they remembered. They still went on to the beach afterwards, and Diana never told her mom what happened because she knew her mom wouldn't let her go out with her friends anymore.
Man, this is a story that I think I'd rather it be a ghost.
Yeah.
Man, that's messed up.
That's freaky.
That is tripping.
Seriously, man, you just...
Yeah,
You're on a long trip, man. You can whatever, gas food, sushi, whatever. You gotta stop and, do your business.
Yeah.
You gotta be, come on, man. That's some bullshit right there.
I'm telling you, some people are just like, I don't know.
With the hell, right? I mean, you gotta worry about the glory holes already, man. But then you got actual perverts that's going in there.
Yeah.
What you have in your life?
No, I would have just lifted it and I would have grabbed one of my logs and threw it at
Man,
he would have ran off there.
Could you imagine that, throwing it through the little hole right there where his eye was at, man? Putting it right on his eye.
Dude,
my eye's burning.
I got you now. You got pink eye, you son of a bitch.
A life or death situation, I would say go for it.
Yeah, I would.
That's freaky.
I'm like, dude.
That's horrible, man. Come on, man. Some horny bastard. Come on, dude.
That's, dude. Man, she got so lucky. Her friends went in there because who knows what could have happened, man.
That's what you were saying when you were like hearing this off the mic. You were saying like, Kory, that you don't know what's worse, if it's a person or a ghost.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I would say is worse with a person because I mean, like, we've said that several times before on the podcast. Is like, ghosts are just, they'll mess with you, but not a lot of them are actually super dangerous. But people, I mean, you get the wrong person come at you at the wrong time.
No, seriously, I mean, I would have rather had a close eye. I mean,
no kidding. Than a person there. I mean.
And that's too, man. Just let's have some fun.
Yeah, I just want to have a little fun with you. Like, dude, seriously. Let me.
I wonder if that line ever worked on it.
I know. Like if she's gonna be, okay.
Yeah,
like stupid, dude. Really?
Yeah, this creepy stranger.
What if he just popped out Jane or something?
I know, right? I was like, no, wait, I just wanted to have fun. Like, oh my god.
How did that scar the rest of her life?
Oh my god.
I mean, you have to use the toilet really bad.
She's not going by herself anymore, I bet you.
I'd go buy a cactus. Fuck that.
I know, yeah. Hey, did it before in the fields, man. So we can do it again.
Tear up my pocket or my sock. Wipe it here. Honestly, we joke, but man,
that one is really terrible.
We say it all the time, right? We joke because it's scary.
That's how we deal with that. I keep thinking of really, man, you're just trying to, relieve yourself.
Yeah.
Because there's always somebody, man, that has to do something stupid, man. And I don't know. And then it happened at a, I don't know, was it a truck stop or what was it?
It's a gas station.
A gas station?
Well,
Rest stop or something, or whatever it was. Rest stops I don't trust to begin with, man.
Yeah.
And me, I like to take a dump butt naked, but I don't know. Like, what are you wearing? I'm wearing my 9mm. Come on in. We'll have some fun.
Hey, I don't see Rob with just a 9mm on his face.
with a holster and a 9mm. Nothing else on it.
Holster, man. That's gonna be on my lap.
Just on your lap.
I wouldn't been there no more. It's like, here, look at this, man. Oh, that's terrible. That's such a
that is bad.
And it could have been anybody, a little kid or something.
And she was young too at the time, so like 15.
Yeah, Jennifer, I'm glad you're on. Lived through the story so she can tell you this. And so you could learn from
Oh my
that.
God, man! Thank God her friends went in there. Yes,
Jeez.
and that he ran past.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
Didn't do nothing.
God, like, excuse me, you know, like,
Yeah.
what are you doing in here?
Exactly.
You know, being a perv, you know.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, son of a bitch, man. That's what that is, man. So, yeah, thank you for that.
For me so far, I don't want to rank them, but I think that's the scariest one yet.
That's all, man. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Because not only does it play on the elements of like much older, creepy, pervert, like it's also the fact that you're in a restroom, a space like with the drawers down, like just naked. If it's you, Rob, I mean, that's very unsafe.
You want to see something horrifying? Open that door. We make jokes, but man, how does that work? Does he wait for you? Does he stay outside the restroom and he's like, okay, there's my mark? Or
He had to watch her go in.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
that's what I'm saying. They're like, oh, you saw, fucking.
I know,
I'm
dude.
sorry.
That just, it kind of, that stuff like that, yeah, it does.
She didn't say nothing because she wants to go to have fun. I can understand that, but girl,
Yeah. You gotta watch yourself out there now.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number one bullshit guy.
KORY News, your source for absolutely nothing important.
Good evening. North Pole authorities are investigating an unusual disturbance after a man claiming to be Santa's backup pilot attempted to conduct a solo reindeer test flight in a Walmart parking lot. Witnesses say the man had attached 8 inflatable reindeer to a mobility scooter and was shouting, up, up, and away, while weaving through traffic cones. Trouble began when a strong gust of wind caught the inflatables and lifted the scooter several inches off the ground, causing the man to believe he had achieved full flight. He panicked and fell off the scooter. He sprinted into the garden center yelling, "Abort mission, the reindeer are sentient." Officials are reminding the public that reindeer aviation remains strictly fictional and that Walmart scooters were not designed for air travel. More updates as the Alaskan Walmart cooperates with local authorities. And another holiday news, a man attempts to guide traffic as Rudolph. Police in Ohio responded to reports of a man running into intersections wearing only, and I repeat, only, antlers and a glowing red bicycle light on his nose. When officers arrived, the man explained he was Rudolph for the people and was stepping in to guide holiday traffic since the real Rudolph was booked solid. Witnesses say the naked man attempted to trot gracefully between lanes, but tripped over a curb and accidentally redirected a line of cars into a Taco Bell drive-thru. Customers inside reported the man pressing his face and genitals against the drive-thru window and declaring, "Order restored. You're welcome." Officials would like to remind the public that while Rudolph is indeed iconic, traffic controls should be left to trained professionals who do not attach batteries to their noses and hang their genitals in front of all the public to see.
Walmart
Craziest
was some
thing
crazy
Walmart
shit.
said.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I miss 24-hour Walmarts, I don't blame them for shutting that down.
No,
How
yeah,
bad
I mean,
stuff
These news articles sound way out there, but I mean, hey, it's a reliable source.
Yeah.
CNN would fight over to get on it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, why though, man? I mean, like, some guy like, why does it have to be breezy? Why do you only have to be? Are you a perv or do you really have fucking?
Were you at a rest stop trying to have fun?
Yeah.
No, right.
Are you just having fun, or is it? Are you seriously considered like? come on, man. It's cold out there. You gotta put some,
Put some clothes on.
That's a perv, man. Going to this junk against the windows. That ain't fucking. Taco Bell is better enough, man. I gotta eat here and I gotta see his balls. Sorry.
You know, it's like, that smear on the window. Right?
Yeah. You gotta clean that, right?
Would you continue to eat, or?
Dude, I couldn't eat watching that. I mean,
Some guy trying to eat a Roddy Trudeau, right? I've seen that, man. I never come back then.
Good thing they don't sell hot dogs there, man.
I don't know, the woman put it like hot sauce on a burrito. Oh Lord, that's bad. I say, did they get more business?
I know.
I see the grease stain on the window, right? But what do you do when you see that, man? You're trying to eat your taco and your little fucking, what is that box that they you just open it up, you're hungry as hell, man. You see that, oh hell, you just shut it back. Like,
all right, 7.
You guys got good prizes, but man, the scenery is horrible,
Especially if you're gonna be out like this next story, the night by the lake.
Hi guys, I listened to one of your podcast stories and OMG, it was so much fun. You had me laughing so much. My name is Jo, short for Joanne. I'm 16 years old and my experience happened last November in 2024. Me and my bestie Liza were hanging out. She had just gotten her new truck for her 16th birthday, and I had just broken up with my boyfriend that same day. I was super upset, so we decided to go park at a lake about 3 miles from our homes. We parked by the lake, got out, and sat on the back of her truck bed. She pulled out a joint, sorry Mrs. Millie, and we passed it back and forth while eating Doritos. We were talking ugly about boys. It was about 8:30 at night, and there was no one else around. That's when we heard something heavy splash into the water. We looked at each other, then tried to focus on what was in the water. We struggled to see it clearly, but from what we could tell, it looked like a really, really big dog, at least from the head. It was hard to tell because it was dark. Liza had a very small flashlight on her keychain, along with a bunch of other things hanging from it. I remember looking at her like, really? 1 key and like 10 other things on your keychain? She looked at me and said, "What? It's cute little stuff." We both started laughing. We almost forgot about whatever was in the water. Then we heard a wet thud. Liza turned on the small flashlight and it was brighter than I thought it would be. We saw this huge, wet, furry thing struggling to get out of the water. Again, it looked like a really huge dog. It struggled to stand on its legs, but when it finally did, we both jumped off the truck bed. We were in shock, both yelling, "Get in the truck!" We jumped in and Liza started the truck. That's when we heard a very loud, ear-piercing howl. But it wasn't just a howl. It sounded like it was in pain, like it was hurt. I turned around to look out the truck window and saw the thing stand up on 2 legs while howling, then drop back down onto all 4s. Whatever it was huge. I was shouting, "Go, go, go!" Liza sped out of there so fast. I kept looking back, making sure it wasn't following us. Liza kept yelling, "Is it following us? Is it following us?" It didn't follow us, but I think that was only because it was hurt. The only thought we both had was, werewolf? We had been to that lake so many times before. Why hadn't we seen it before? Where did it come from? What would have happened if it wasn't hurt? We drove past the lake the next day but didn't stop, and we didn't see anything. We moved to Texas in February, so I haven't been back to that lake since. I can't wait to listen to more of your podcast stories.
Is this our first werewolf story?
Ooh, that's
Potential werewolf
true.
story?
That's true. We hadn't had a werewolf story, but
No, that.
Would it be more of a werewolf or lycanthrope? They're like the same thing, basically, right?
I don't know what a trope is.
Lycanthrope?
Oh,
I think it's another word for werewolf, but it's like a slightly different thing, I think.
I don't know, just lichen.
Lichen, yeah, well, lichen is short for lycanthrope, I think.
They walk into the
Okay, the way you guys are looking at me, I gotta look this up to make sure.
No, you're good. I trust you, but that's what I'm saying.
It's so damn nerdy of you.
I must look at Google. Hold on. No, but that's crazy, right? Well, first of all,
I know where you're going, Rob. Because
first of all, Did Liza have a grinder on there? Maybe some papers on her keychain? That's what I was road clips, you know.
I was thinking a roach clip because she said she had a bunch of
little.
Yeah,
Little pipe. And like, wow, it's cute. It is cute. But one key. What the shit came out of the? Why?
I know. Why would he go into the water?
Yeah, you know you can't swim.
They were in Louisiana and an alligator drug it in my back leg. That's why it was hurt.
I mean, if this isn't.
Well, I thought they said Texas, or I don't know.
But they moved to Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they moved to Texas.
They probably moved to some Bronco where there's no lakes or rivers there. But like that's crazy.
Yeah, that is a trip.
I would not go back personally.
That is a crypto one, but like what kind? What is that? Like, and she said werewolf, but like, I mean, you're already in danger with like maybe it stepped on a silver hook.
I know.
Stupid.
Right? I mean, it could have stepped on a hook and it was in the water.
Yeah. Right. He's probably looking for help. But I mean, some of the shit that they're coming out is they're really cool. Like Chucks will always be Chucks, man. You know, but like some of those they're coming out with is really nice. You know, like we had something called Tracks. They were like $3 shoes. You know, like three. They had shoe lines because they couldn't do the Adidas. You know, but every poor person that. Well, we grew up in a poor neighborhood. The school was poor. Everybody had to try.
We were poor.
And it was supposed to like make you like 10% faster. So like even a fat kid could like me could run like hey dude, I'll beat your ass. Oh, I got my tracks on too. Gee, no, I can't beat you. It's nice to see that like you guys got. I'm telling Jasmine like she's still in high school. Kids now they go different variety, which is pretty cool.
How about we get into the second batch of stories now?
Is there?
So this next one is Beth and her doll.
I'm David, and I'm 15 years old. When I was in my first year of middle school, I had to catch the school bus to and from school because my dad left early for work and got home late. It was just me and my dad living in a small 2-bedroom house. My mom passed away from cancer when I was 6 years old. Every time I rode the school bus, I sat all the way in the last seat in the back. Every single time I sat there, a girl sat on the other side of me. Her name was Beth, or at least, that's what her backpack said. She always carried a small doll, kind of like a Raggedy Ann doll, but smaller and skinnier, with black hair and pigtails and a black dress. It reminds me now of the little girl from the Addams Family, just as creepy. Beth never talked. She just sat there, staring straight ahead. She was always on the bus when I got on, and I always got off before her on the way home. I had never seen her at my school. But one day, on the way home, she got off at a stop before mine. I remember feeling confused, watching her like, this isn't your stop, as she got off the bus with a few other kids. I thought maybe she had family around there. Then I noticed the doll still sitting on the seat. I stood up and yelled to the front of the bus that Beth had left her doll. The bus driver yelled back at me to sit down because she couldn't drive the bus if I was standing. She didn't care about the doll at all. The next stop was mine. I picked up the doll and decided I'd give it back to Beth the next day. I didn't trust the bus driver not to throw it away. I felt silly walking off the bus holding a doll, but I figured I was doing a good deed. When I got home, I put the doll on the chair in my room next to my backpack so I wouldn't forget it. I was about to put it in my backpack when my phone rang. It was my dad asking me to make myself dinner because he'd be home late, which happened often. When I hung up, I noticed the doll was now on my bed. I told myself I must have moved it when the phone rang. I left it there and went into the kitchen to see what I was going to make. That's when I heard a kid laughing in my room. "What the?" I said to myself. I walked back to my room and looked around, but nothing seemed out of place. I looked out the window and saw Mr. Dick in his front yard. That's not his real name, but he was a dick, so I figured it must have been him talking to one of his kids. I sat down on my bed to take off my shoes and suddenly felt a burning on my back. Ah, what the fuck? I ran into my dad's room and tried to look at my back in the big mirror. There were 2 long scratches, bright red and almost bleeding. I went back to my room and checked the bed for anything sharp, but I didn't see anything. I looked around to see if I might have leaned on something, but there was nothing there except the doll. I picked up the doll and put it back on my backpack. I went into the kitchen and made a sandwich and some chips. While I was sitting at the table eating and scrolling on my phone, I heard a loud crash. My heart jumped because it was so loud. I ran to my room but didn't see anything. Then I checked my dad's room. Holy fuck, I said out loud. My dad's mirror was broken. "Dad's gonna kill me," I yelled. I tried to remember if I had touched it earlier and maybe knocked it loose, but I honestly couldn't remember. I started picking up the larger pieces of glass. Out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw a girl standing in my dad's doorway. It made me jump, but when I looked again, there was nothing there. I started feeling like something was off, or maybe I was just really tired. I finished cleaning up the glass as best as I could and went back to finish my sandwich. When I took a bite, it tasted horrible, even though it looked fine. I threw it away and ate a bowl of ice cream instead, then sat and watched TV until my dad got home. I told him about the mirror, but didn't mention that I had been in his room earlier. He didn't get too upset, and I was relieved. Before going to bed, I took a shower. While I was in the shower, I heard what sounded like a little girl humming. I peeked out from behind the shower curtain, but nothing was there. As I was washing my hair, I heard a little girl whisper my name, David. I rushed to rinse the shampoo out of my hair and jumped out of the shower, wrapping a towel around myself. I opened the bathroom door and looked around. I could hear the TV in the living room and my dad talking on the phone. I wondered if that's what I heard, but I knew it wasn't. I sat with my dad for a while and talked about our day. I told him about Beth and her doll. He said it was nice of me to try to return it. I told him I was going to bed, and he said he was too. I laid down and fell asleep almost immediately. About an hour later, I woke up with a burning feeling on my stomach. I jumped up, turned on the light, and saw long scratches across my stomach, red and almost bleeding. I shook out my blanket and ran my hands over the bed, but I didn't feel anything. I decided to go sleep on the couch instead. I fell asleep quickly, but woke up again feeling weight on my legs, like someone was sitting on them. I tried to move but couldn't. Then I felt the weight lift, like whoever it was stood up. I thought I saw movement on the chair in front of me. I looked over. The doll was sitting on the chair. I turned on the TV and didn't sleep the rest of the night. I watched the doll the entire time. When 6 a.m. came around, I got dressed, grabbed my backpack, used tongues to pick up the doll, put it in a bag, and went to wait for the bus. When I got on the bus that morning, Beth wasn't there. I placed the bag with the doll on the seat where she usually sat. After school, when I got back on the bus, I looked toward the back. Sitting there in the last seat was Beth. From that day on, I sat in the front seat by the bus driver.
Should never mess with dolls.
Was it left on the bus?
She left it on the bus, so he took it home and
Set them up.
I wonder if it was your name,
I think so, maybe. Or dad just left the shit alone, man. That's what she was trying to do. Like, I don't want this done.
right.
On purpose.
I wonder if she took it home though, like if she did take it, because he said Beth was there later, but
Unless she was
Is she a real
into
girl?
that shit,
Is she not a ghost herself?
I mean, yeah,
That's what I was
that
thinking.
would suggest if she wasn't there.
Or pissed off at the bus driver. He was probably an asshole, just left it there for him. Man, you do it, this bitch. Man, that's weird.
Dude, I would have done exactly what he did. Just stare at the doll till 6 a.m. Don't watch it.
Yeah, I'm tired of these scratches, man. Come on, man. You know, like,
you can't take a shower in peace either.
yeah, like soap in your eyes and like, who's humming?
Like they wait till you put shampoo in your hair and then you got it all in your eyes and then
And you're butt naked.
Yeah, and you're washing your balls and ass and like, oh shit.
and then they start calling your name.
I'm still, who's that?
And then you start hearing, get out.
Like, get out. Let me drink
Get out.
Man, I'll beat you, man. Soap and all, man.
I know, right?
The banners on and the red nose and
That was a trip, man.
Smart on Dave using the tongs at the end there.
Yeah, that's weird. Man. He was up a bit and the tongs on, man. I don't blame him, man. I don't want to touch that shit. K-pop is terrible.
Ian likes it.
Oh, sorry, Ian.
No, I don't.
Badass, man.
It's very manufactured. I mean, it's not
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like,
there was that one boy band.
even
BTS, that's what it is.
That was that one group. That's like the biggest one.
We need to remember, these are high school kids that are listening too. Do they like K-pop?
I think K-pop's kind of over as a fad. There's people that are still into it. That's more of a niche right now. I think it's not as mainstream as it was.
but
when these kids were in like middle and elementary school, they were probably all into.
Like,
I thought it was like my grandkids, they know that.
No.
Like if you're driving out in front of a bunch of 7-year-olds and you're really throwing down the faces and making, like, oh, dude, we had a badass freaking show tonight. A bunch of 4-year-olds were throwing their peppers at us, So, and I should not get mad. It was like, well, what about you, fat ass?
You watch Grease.
How many times did you watch Grease, Rob?
Why should we just watch it?
You wear chucks?
He did wear chucks, too.
And that is, if you really listen to the lyrics,
Beauty school dropout.
Yeah, but one's trying to, because it's in the 70s.
Yeah.
You got Olivia Newton-John. She's talking about wholesome stuff. And John Travolta's talking about, getting busy, That would have been much more nastier if it wasn't on this one. That would have been graphic on that last one.
Yeah, that would have been canceled.
Yes, I was like, oh my God,
Well, that takes us into our next story. That wasn't my aunt. How that takes us into that story, I have no idea.
It just does. That's how it works.
My name is Kyle, and I'm 15 years old. I was 10 when my Aunt Sophia came to stay with us after her divorce. She was one of those women who really took care of herself. She exercised, took vitamins, watched what she ate, and always smelled good. She had already been staying with us for about 3 weeks when this happened. My family wakes up early every weekday, starting at 4 a.m. for work and school. Us younger kids always took our showers or baths the night before, while my mom, dad, and aunt showered in the mornings. Separately, of course. Every morning, my mom cooked breakfast while my dad got ready for work. My dad always left first. Once we were seated and served, my mom would go take her shower. That morning, me, my 8-year-old sister, and my 2-year-old brother were sitting at the table eating breakfast when Aunt Sophia came downstairs. Her hair was uncombed, she was still in her pajamas, and she had the biggest eyes and an odd, huge smile on her face. As she walked in, I started laughing because her face looked funny. I said, "Aunt Soph, are you okay? Why are you making that face?" She turned to me and tilted her head slightly, like she was trying to understand what I had just said. She didn't say anything. She just stared at me and sat down. My sister stood up from her chair and started moaning, like she was scared of my aunt. My little brother just stared at her, like it was the first time he had ever seen her. I asked again, "Are you okay?" She ignored me. Then her head jerked suddenly. She turned toward my sister's plate of waffles and eggs, grabbed it with her hand, and shoved it into her mouth. Her mouth looked wider than any normal mouth should be. My sister ran behind me. She was terrified. Aunt Soph jerked her head toward my baby brother and stood up. I thought she was going to come toward him. I grabbed my brother out of his high chair and pulled him close, keeping my sister behind me. I told her she was scaring us and begged her to stop. She jerked her head sideways a few more times, then turned and started walking back toward her room. As she walked away, I noticed something that made my stomach drop. Her feet were backwards. They were facing me. I grabbed my brother and sister tighter and started yelling for my mom. My sister started crying, and that made my baby brother cry too. Aunt Sophia disappeared into her room. My mom came running out, half-dressed, yelling, "What is it? What's wrong?" I said, "It's Aunt Sophia." "Well, it looks like Aunt Sophia, but it's not," and pointed toward her room. My mom walked to the room. When she came back, she said, "No one's in there." "What happened?" I told her everything, exactly what I saw. My mom looked at me and said, "That couldn't have been your aunt. She left back home last night." She checked the entire house. My aunt, or whoever, or whatever that was gone.
So I just have to say, right off, just to start off, I know we can get serious soon, but that comment about the aunt smelling good, I just made me think like, man, my aunts all smelled like smoke.
Yeah, cigarettes, right?
Cigarette smoke.
Yeah, it was like, actually too, like, I couldn't stop laughing because Kyle, you had to explain yourself about situation and the bathing situation with the adult ones, you know, like it was separate. I was like, well, and I understood that.
Yeah,
You know, we were kids, we had to take a bath, you know, all together with our uncles and stuff, you know. Yeah, we had to save on water, you know. The soap always came back from my fat ass uncle Lencho, man, fucking hair and other gross shit on it. So I'm glad you explained that to us. Because nobody understands what we're talking about, but yeah, that I understood what he was saying.
Oh yeah, I mean we,
you know, that it was separate, you know, but for, oh my God, that is so freaking freaky, man.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That is a trip. I mean, that's doppelganger big time, man. But
That's what I'm thinking, man. We got everything tonight.
yeah, this is crazy.
Shit.
We got
Crazy
plenty of
stories,
presents this Christmas.
Yeah,
Right?
we
We
did,
really
man.
did, honestly.
Creepy, like he said that her head was moving like kind of like at fast motion, like turn to the right, turn to the left, you know, and she just reached over and grabbed the little baby's food, like with one handful, and shoved it in her mouth, and her mouth got wider.
Yeah, that was a trip.
And then they're like, whoa, wait a minute, you know, like the craziest part was when her feet were backwards while she was running upstairs.
Yeah,
What
that
the
is
shit.
That is crazy, man.
Kind of reminds me of this YouTube thing. I forgot what they call it, but it's
right?
No, it's a oh my God, what do they call it? It's analog horror is what they call it. I think it's analog horror. It's basically like horror videos that are in the style of old informational. You know when they play those like oh, we have an alert, like make sure that that children are inside and protected because of stranger danger or whatever. You know those like a weather alert sort of thing. Like,
Oh right, yeah.
something like that, but it's in the style of it's like a horror thing. Like one of them is they talk about what's called alternates, basically doppelgangers that try to look like people, but a lot of times they'll have weird features that don't exactly match the people they're imitating.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminded me of alternates from, I don't remember the specific version of a analog horror that I'm talking about, but it reminds me of that though. It's freaky.
I mean, but what was the purpose though? That's what I'm saying.
To get good breakfast, I guess.
No, right?
That's what I was saying. That's exactly like I'm hungry. Yeah, my feet are the wrong way, but I'm hungry.
No,
And
I gotta feed this big mouth.
And that's what, but that's crazy too, because like that's the only part I was trying to understand. Is why did that happen? You know, like and that she wasn't there at all.
Yeah,
you know? And it always brings back to the part, like, whenever you hear something like that, you always hear something bad that may have happened to the aunt, but obviously nothing happened. Like, why? You know, like,
that's true. What brought that about?
Yeah, that's crazy. But that is a doppelganger, man. That's what I'm looking at. So that's crazy, but like, wow. I mean,
that is crazy.
That family must love. I mean, they must make some amazing waffles. But
right? Oh my God! Having a doppelganger just show up out of the blue, like, oh dang!
Yeah, I need those waffles. Yeah. Man. Ooh, I'm not leaving till my feet turn backwards, and I can have those waffles. But it could be like, I remember Thea used to smell great and her hair was always nice and she took vitamins, but she came down on her PJ smelling like hell, eating off of people's plate. That's not her. But it wasn't her.
No? Yeah, she left the night before.
Yeah, she's like, I'm out of here. And I was like, I'm going to miss those waffles when I'm out of here. But your doppelganger, give me bio that. So,
I wonder if they talked to the aunt about it.
I'm sure they did.
Aunt afterwards asked her if she
did. Like,
yeah, right.
Right.
It's
like, I ain't going to y'all.
They're fine. I was like, look at my hair. You know, I smell great. You know, yeah. She's actually offended, right? But those waffles aren't delicious, you know. Can you imagine? This is the only thing I'm worried about is when this comes out, the parents.
That's what I keep thinking.
Yeah, they want to hear. I want to hear your story come out.
That's what I keep thinking.
Talking the worst, terrible things.
Well, the teacher said for us to do our thing, so I think we should just do our thing.
She said she does, and so do the students. Some of the students are like, oh yeah, I heard you, y'all are hilarious. And I'm like, but I'm seeing the same thing. It's like, they're going to go home, and they're going to tell their mom or dad, check this out, yeah, they put my story.
Put it down, and like, yeah, the first thing they heard
Podcast's
about
been around for a long time. We got so many.
Have them back in there.
And what are they going to hear, Rob?
Mom, can you give me some cherries?
No. Buy me some cherries. I want to soak them inside of my my Four Locos.
Oh my god.
Well, this takes us into the next story, which is my dad's story.
My name is Wade Jr., and this is my dad's story. His name is Wade Sr. My dad learned mechanics at a very early age. His grandpa and his dad were always under the hood of a car or underneath one. That's how they made their living. When my dad was 17 years old, he was working underneath a neighbor's car with his grandpa. That day, his grandpa wasn't feeling well. After a while, his grandpa asked Wade if he thought he could finish the job on his own. Wade said sure. He kept working under the car, thinking his grandpa had gone inside the house. About 15 minutes later, Wade noticed something strange. He saw his grandpa's lower body standing near the toolboxes, picking up a hammer. Wade didn't think much of it at first. He figured maybe his grandma had asked his grandpa to fix something in the house. But then he noticed something else. His grandpa hadn't moved. He was just standing there, holding the hammer. Wade asked his grandpa if he could hand him one of the tools from the toolbox. His grandpa reached in and handed him a tool. It wasn't the right one. Wade said, "No, I need the ratchet." The man took a long time looking through the tools, like he didn't know what a ratchet was. That's when Wade noticed the shoes. The man was wearing dirty tennis shoes. His grandpa always wore the same dirty boots. Just as Wade started to roll out from under the car, he heard his grandpa's voice from behind him say, "Who are you?" Wade rolled out from under the car just in time to see the man swing the hammer at his grandpa. Even though he was sick, Wade's grandpa was still very strong. The man missed, and the hammer slammed into the neighbor's car instead. Wade and his grandpa rushed the man, wrestling him for control of the hammer. Wade's grandma must have heard the noise because she ran back inside and called the police. With Wade's help, his grandpa finally got the man to the ground. Wade grabbed the hammer and threw it aside. They held the man down, waiting for the police to arrive. That's when they noticed the blood. It was all over the stranger's clothes. Wade immediately looked at his grandpa, checking him, making sure the blood wasn't his. His grandpa saw the look on Wade's face and said, "It's not mine." When the police arrived, everything became clear. Wade was very lucky his grandpa came back outside when he did. The police told them they had been looking for that man. Just moments earlier, a few blocks away, he had killed someone.
Wow, man,
Dude.
we're just getting all kinds of crazy stories, man.
That's weird, man. Why did he go in there? Was he trying to hire? He must have been a crazy guy.
I mean, why?
He asked him for a ratchet and gives you a popsicle. I'm like, what the fuck? That's not right.
He was probably trying to hide out there and realize that that Wade mistook him for his grandpa or something like that. He's like, well, I guess I gotta,
play
help
the
this
part.
kid out until I can get away.
That is crazy. Well, why? Yeah, exactly. Why? I mean, I understand he's probably trying to hide, but at least try to act like you're just somebody, making conversation. A neighbor coming over, like, "Hey, how's it going? I'm your new neighbor, whatever."
Yeah, something like that. You asked for a popsicle, right? I didn't know, right? Man, why do you have blood all over you? Right? Yeah, bad time. No, I mean, seriously, and then too, just to be minding your own damn business, working on your damn cars and stuff, and then too, you put a dead in the neighbor's car.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't the most important part, but for them to,
but it was important.
Yeah. But yeah, and then for the old guy to still have that strength, after killing somebody, oh dude, they should beat the crap out of him. This is what a righteous is. Son of, this is a hammer, right? But he did have a hammer.
Yeah. They wrestled the hammer away from him, man. Shoot, that's kind of crazy. I mean, that's kind of messed up for this dude too. He's like, yeah, I got beat up by an old guy.
Yeah, like, right? How did you get caught? Yeah, some 80-year-old man put me on the ground. He tricked me though. When I swing, he moved. I lost momentum. I was like, nah, man.
You just had a brush with death there. I mean, quite literally. That's freaky.
But yeah, to have some just stranger come in and just make himself at home, man, just like, dude, you know.
Right?
It's weird too because the guy remembered, like, he's looking like, hey, those ain't my dad's friend.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and for him to come back out, I forgot. Well, I mean,
fortunately, he did.
Though, I mean, you know, sorry guys, I left my coffee or something, which is great. You know, hey, he came out and he did save the day, man.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
So, wow, man, we got killer stories.
I was just
saying,
we got pearls, killers,
doppelgangers. Do we have a mummy story or a ghost?
Well, that would be, we'd be like pushing it.
Right.
Wow.
Well, we got
kids have been through some shit.
I'm telling you, right? We thought we were bad now.
Yeah, man.
These kids got some crazy stuff.
I swear, you go to any high school classroom, just any random one, you probably hear some crazy stories.
I'm thinking now, right? Yeah, not just bitching about the latte not being sweet enough. They forgot to put my whipped cream on there. Like, damn.
But they gotta complain about that because they want to like focus on something other than the trouble.
And somebody tried to kill my grandfather, and I was like, but
this makes me think we're targeting the wrong audience. We need to start targeting kids like McDonald's does.
Oh yeah.
Because man, they got some great stories, man.
We should be getting back on track and instead of talking about
I know how much you love it, Rob. Speaking of these, you just want Christmas.
Big Bertha's pawn shop with
Cherry Street hookers and
Black Friday sale on tassels.
Another ball in the
Stop. See, at Walmart, they got a Walmart. They have a whole section.
I can see the mom trying to just fit and snap.
I'm transferring out of Miss Millie's class now.
She allowed this? You're not even know what the actor.
No.
You know, like in a computer class.
Well, that gets us to our last story, man. Our last story is called The Fish Tank. Ooh, let's check this one out.
When I was about 6 or 7 years old, my 14-year-old sister bought me 2 goldfish for my birthday. I had been asking for fish since I was 5. I'm not sure why I didn't get them until a year or so later. The tank was a good size because my sister said she would eventually get me more fish in different colors. I always sat on the couch closest to the tank. I loved watching the fish swim and how their mouths opened and closed. I also had a cat who liked watching them too, but probably not for the same reason I did. The tank had a few green-colored rocks and 2 toy grass plants so the fish could hide. A few months after getting the fish, I was sitting next to the tank with my cat on my lap. She was staring at the fish and licking herself, like cats do. I was watching TV when, out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw someone standing on the other side of the tank, watching the fish. At first, I thought it was my sister, but then I remembered she was at cheerleading practice. When I looked again and no one was there, I brushed it off and kept watching TV. A few minutes later, my dad called me into the kitchen. He had made me a peanut butter sandwich to hold me over until my mom got home. While we were in the kitchen, we suddenly heard my cat hiss loudly. She never hissed. My dad didn't move. He just kept drinking whatever he was drinking and reading his magazine. I went back to the living room to check on my cat. Most cats are bratty, but mine was usually calm. She mostly just laid there and licked herself. I had never seen her try to mess with my fish, only watch them closely. When I walked into the living room, One of my fish was flopping around on the floor. I panicked. I tried to grab it and throw it back into the tank, doing my best not to squish it. After what felt like forever, I finally got it and put it back into the tank. I looked at my cat and said, "Did you do that?" She made a little squeaking sound like she was telling me no. I felt her paws. They were dry. I told myself maybe the fish jumped out on its own. Do fish even do that? I sat back down and started eating my peanut butter sandwich when it happened again. This time I heard a splash way too big for such a small fish. This time it was the smaller fish and it was harder to grab. My cat tried to play with it. I was yelling "no" at my cat, trying to catch the fish at the same time. That's when my dad finally came into the living room to see what was going on. He saw me struggling and scooped the fish up with his magazine, then put it back in the tank. I told him about the other fish. He said it was probably the cat. I told him she had never bothered them before and that her paws were dry. He brushed it off and said he'd look for a lid to put on the tank, but he never did. That night, I went to bed early because I had school the next day. The next morning, after getting dressed, my sister called me into the living room and asked where one of the fish was. Panicking, I looked everywhere. Under the sofa, under the chair, under the tables. I couldn't find it. I went back to the tank, thinking maybe it was hiding in the toy grass. That's when I noticed one of the toy grass plants was missing. I started crying. I didn't want to go to school. I wanted to stay home and look for my fish, but I had to go. It was one of the longest school days ever. When we pulled into the driveway after school, I ran to the door, waiting for my dad to unlock it. When we walked inside, the tank was lying on its side. Not knocked over, but placed carefully on its side. The rocks were scattered everywhere. My other fish was lying dead in the kitchen, either from lack of water or my cat. Nothing else happened after that. I never found my other fish. And there was still that figure I thought I saw by the tank. I'm not sure what this story falls under, but as a child, it was a bizarre, spooky, unsolved mystery.
I don't know. What do you think, Jess? Just kidding. Just kidding.
I know you were riveted by that story.
You know those things that suck up the water and clean it, just stuck it there?
But the tank was on the floor when we got home from school. Yeah, I know. I don't know that either. That's, well, I mean, in the beginning.
They checked the chimney.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was in the chimney.
Also, I gotta mention too, like, I love the classic horror trope of the dad just being like, yeah, whatever. It's nothing.
It's usual like that, right? That's what we always get until the fish winds up, like, in his eye or something like that.
He looks down at his cup of coffee, like, what the heck?
Like, yeah, you guys are messing around too much.
Now that's true. I wonder what the dad did say about when he came from school. When the kid came home from school and the tank was on the floor sideways with rocks all over,
man.
And the dead fish was in the kitchen too. So like, okay,
that is a little weird. I mean, like, the number one culprit would be the cat, but if it's dry, I mean, what the heck?
And then that again.
But seriously, I mean, how long would it take a cat's paws to be dried, right?
Especially a smart cat that could use a blow dryer.
No, but they did mention that they saw a figure, but it was only like for half a second. I didn't understand that part. So.
Well, that was just it. Because at the end they mentioned again, hey, I did see a figure too.
I'm curious I want more context on that. When and where was that figure seen? Like, because that might have something to do with it, depending on the hows, the wheres, and the whys.
Fish hater, man. That's weird. Fish are cool, man.
No, fish are cool. Yeah.
I like to watch them. Not like a male. But, they're cool.
Watching them as a meal.
But you know,
Soak them in cherry juice.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna put you in my moonshine. See what fish moonshine is.
Oh, that
That does sound bad.
Probably just tastes like moonshine.
Yeah,
that's true.
It just takes all the taste out of them, right? You don't taste the ice at all. You know? The scales, you know, you're just pulling the scales out. You know?
Crunchy. We gotta start soliciting high schools, man.
I know.
That sounds kind of dirty there.
I know.
In the parking lot. You know, hey, you want to make some money? You got a story for me? You want to make a story? Hop on in. You're in the white van too.
Oh, we got a recording equipment back there.
I just tried to get on our podcast. It didn't work out.
Get surrounded by cops.
You're just trying to explain yourself.
I'm just trying to record a story.
What kind of story?
And then they hear the very beginning of this podcast. We're talking about tassels and bestiality.
Oh, you guys are real sick.
Cop's like, I've heard enough. They just stopped it right there. Like after they hear the word bestiality, they just shut it off. Like, okay, we're done. You're in big trouble, boy.
We gotta do it the smart way, but I do think there's an untapped market.
Well, man, when we had our boba shop, man, we could have been collecting stories from all those kids.
Yeah.
Although those kids probably just had all stories about fighting and doing drugs and stuff like that.
Really crazy stories, man. And we got all of them, man, which is awesome. Man.
Yeah, we really appreciate these. And thank you so much, Miss Millie. Telling you.
We appreciate
Yeah.
We hope you still have a job after this episode. Yeah, please don't let the superintendent hear this. Or the parents. Yeah, the parents. Like, wait a minute. Did you say this was a wholesome? I thought it was just a regular paranormal podcast.
I hope. And I hope
the whole family.
Exactly. I hope she didn't just hear like a beginning part and think, oh, these guys are like pretty awesome. And
Right?
Yeah, the parents are gonna be like, this is super cool. Hopefully the other one is like, you're never gonna listen to the podcast again.
I know any podcast.
Don't ever get on the internet. Give me your phone. Pure blocks and everything, right? It's just like, damn, man. I should have given my fish story.
All right, yeah.
That's what we should probably starting our episodes with something really bad, just that way people know what they're in.
Yeah, right off the bat, that's true. All of them should start with the word bestiality.
You guys know there will be a topic on bestiality.
Erotic sloshing.
And parents, please be gentle on your kids.
Yeah.
It's not their fault that they wound up on our podcast. It's Billy's fault.
Please be gentle on her. I don't know if she knew for full gravity.
Well, maybe we should expand upon this and invite the parents to tell their stories too. How about
that would be so awesome. Yeah, I don't think they will. Like,
well, maybe one or two might, but you know.
I gotta
You know what? That's scary enough that I think it counts.
Actually, as many times as we said that word, they'll probably take this episode off of YouTube.
We're like flagged on some of ours.
We're probably flagged on everything. Like, don't play these guys.
FBI radar.
I know. That's true.
Oh, keep an eye on these.
I tell you, as many times we said that word, if we weren't before, we probably will be.
Oh, yeah, we will be flagged. Yeah, they will.
We're talking about our fucking sexual.
But you know how they do it for other stories for people being assaulted, the S word, the R word.
Yeah.
SA.
So how do we do it? They were, and I was checking out that dog and
Animal fucking.
Yeah.
Bestiality.
Yeah. Well, it's because they have words for everything, right? They were unalived or.
I hate it. They say.
Oh God,
they say raped. And I'm like, that's so.
Or they were art, or the SA, or
SA makes sense, but raped and art is so stupid.
I never got into the. I have a face for radio. Yeah, like Luis Guzman, or Danny Smeagol face.
Peter Tech, right?
Yeah, Walter Matthau face. How that guy made it, man. He was funny as hell, man, though. But,
Yeah, what's the man supposed?
yeah, these people, who?
I know.
Girl lives.
These kids are like, what in the world are they talking about?
Who is he talking about?
Look it up. Look it up.
It's
Yeah,
like,
and you'll see their face, you're like, oh, God, that's what he said, yeah. Oh, God, how was he an actor? Like, yeah, and he had a nudist scene, man. It was by mistake, but yeah, they caught it, man. They're like, oh, no, you know, it was just a glimpse of his, I don't even want to raisin ass, let's just say. God, we went too far.
yeah, we're good. Famous last words, we're good. The next episode is going to be from the jail cell.
Awesome, but coming back down to reality, man. Thank y'all
Yes.
so much for those stories, man. I mean, I can't wait for the High School Hellbound. What is it? Hellbound High School.
Hellbound High School is what this episode is called. So,
and thank y'all so much.
yes.
Miss Millie in class.
Man, yeah, Miss Millie was, thank you so much for all that, guys. And then actually thank all of y'all, man. This has been so great. I'm trying to get everybody's names here. So we got Millie, we got Dusty, Gab, Jennifer, we got Joe, short for Joanne, we got David, Kyle, Wade Jr., and actually, thank you to Mr. Wade Sr. The only one we didn't get a name from was the very last story, the fish tank. But, hey, that's fine. If you want to send your name later, we can mention it on the next episode. Hey,
If not, that's fine too.
but thank you so much, all of you guys. It was such an awesome episode. Thank you again.
For the rest of y'all and everyone else that's listening, we appreciate you guys for joining us. We just want to remind y'all to make sure you guys like, you comment, you subscribe, you share with your friends, your family, your teachers, your students. Apparently now, we didn't know that was an option, but please do it. That's appropriate for you. And you guys can catch us, like as usual, on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, anywhere you can listen to podcasts.
Apple Podcasts,
yeah, whatever. I don't know the names. You'll catch us everywhere you can find podcasts at, and we appreciate you guys for joining us. And
our email
is, if you want to send in your stories, go ahead. Take it away.
Rigor Mortis Paranormal at gmail.com. We'd love to have your stories and your student stories as well if you're a teacher.
And your parents too.
Man.
Oh, yes.
If you can get your parents to call in. Yeah, get your dogs to call some in and your goldfish. Well, there'd have to be other goldfish now at this point, but sorry about that.
But honestly, it was awesome, and we will scratch some of these B words out of there. So
we might
not.
Thank you guys again, and good night.
Bye guys.
Hey Jess, did we have any more beer?
I think you drank the last one.
Oh.